Question. It is my understanding that all souls must eventually choose the positive path to unite with the infinite creator. If this is true, what is the justification of choosing the negative path now for your people and us? Hidden hand answer. An astute question. Yes, all souls eventually learn that positive is the pathway which leads home. But whilst incarnating in the third density, negativity is still an important tool in your learning process. It teaches you other than. As I said earlier, it is up to you how you use the tools we have given to you. Do you respond to negativity with more negativity? Has fighting fire with fire ever worked for you, or do you choose to see the negative as a tool that it is and recognize that it is offering you an opportunity? I will honor your free will to think and discover for yourself what that opportunity is. Question. Or if the one infinite creator is love, does this mean it doesn't matter if we choose love of others or love of ourselves? Will either path lead to the source? Hidden hand answer. In a sense, you are correct to a certain point, but there is a big difference between loving yourself and being selfish. A big difference. When you truly understand what it is to know and love yourself, you cannot help but to love and serve others. There are no others. When you understand this at the core level of your being, you will be on the path home to the infinite creator and ultimately submergence back into the infinite oneness. Question. I agree with many others that your answers are very much in line with the several sources I have read in the past, including the channelings of the Ra, the Cassiopeans, and several others. Can you explain your interpretations of such channelings and if they are another source of disclosure from your people? Hidden hand answer. I have spoken on Ra in my previous answers today. I have not heard of Cassiopeans. There are no other communications from my family at this time than this one, though there is a possibility of another soon depending upon certain events. My general view of channelings is that the majority of them are very poor quality. That is not necessarily a slight against those bringing them through, but more a matter of their lack of receptivity and subsequent distortions. It's very rare to find a good, stable, clear, and impartial channel. The key element in channeling is the ability to temporarily withdraw the filters of your own personal beliefs and be a clear channel. To bring through what is actually given, not your slant on what you think it might mean. When I'm saying to you, I mean this in a general term of course here, not you personally. Always remember that it's meant to be about the message, not the messenger. The raw channelings are very accurate indeed. They are the only ones I know of that I would be happy to classify as a clear message. Though I say even then it's not 100%, more like 85 to 90%. Another difficult issue with channeling is that you can start off receiving a positive entity, and if you're not very perceptive in your discernment and careful in your protection when identifying an incoming channel, you can get a negative one that pretends to be positive, but gradually slips in more and more misinformation having gained your trust. The ones that give you precise dates and times are nearly always ones to avoid. Positive entities will not give you a date and time. Negative ones will do so they can set you up for a fall. Once you're tricked into predicting dates and times and they don't happen, they've succeeded in putting out the light of your message, and no one will see any credibility in you. Question. Now we know the point of this thread. Someone just discovered New Age theology and wanted to take the time to type out his discovery. Still waiting for you to provide a prediction with a timeline. So far, all you've offered is general doom, which is what everyone on ATS, which is the website that, or the forum that this is from, predicts every year. Need something specific in the next week. Of course, I know you won't provide anything. This is a hoax. Hidden hand answer. This will be the only time that I reply to you. At the outset of our discourse here, I made it expressly clear the way I am choosing to operate. If you do not like my choices, you have the free will not to read this disclosure. I'd kindly suggest that you use it as your energy is feeling very frustrated and angry. That's not really an advisable direction to want to be heading under the circumstances. As I took the time to explain to you before, I have nothing to prove to you. That's not why I came. Believe or do not believe, I am divinely indifferent. If my presence here ends up benefiting just one soul during the process, it will have been worth the effort. I have not asked you to believe. The only thing I have respectfully asked was that you suspend judgment or hold a provisional faith until the discourse is complete, so that the flow of questions and information remains uninterrupted. You have shown me nothing but discourtesy and bad manners from the outset, and no wonder why I do not respond. If you do not like the topic, simply choose not to read or reply, and let those that do wish to participate with insightful questions to do so uninterrupted. Your points. New Age theology, that is amusing. You clearly have not the faintest comprehension of just how ancient and timeless these mysteries are. I find it ironic, low-level Mason. I guess that's what the guy who asked the question's name was. Uh, that if you ever make it to the 32nd degree, you're going to find yourself hearing these truths all over again. I hope that you find it easier to integrate these truths then, and I ask our infinite creator to guide your path. 2. You will not be receiving any times or dates from me. I'm not here to prove anything and have no need to do so. Your disbelief is of no consequence to me, only to you. I'm here to diligently discharge the duty given to me of delivering a message, and I will complete that duty regardless of your feelings about it. Number 3. As to your point regarding doom and gloom, that just serves to reveal your mindset. Where you see doom and gloom, I see opportunity. Life conforms to your ideas about the way it is for you. If you see doom and gloom, then that is what you are projecting. The world is your mirror. It reflects back to you what you are putting out. If you do not like the reflection life is showing you, then change what's causing it. Question. You see, if this really exists, there would be countless thousands of people involved, and any one person could leak. Hidden hand answer. Thousands, try millions. And you have no possible comprehension of the rigorous training and the harshness of the conditioning we undergo from an early age. No one dares to go against the family. We know what would happen if we did. But that is not the prime motivator. The motivator is unbridled loyalty to the family and our creator. We understand the importance of what we are doing here, even though most of humanity does not. Question. Oopsie, you just shot yourself in the foot. For someone who only deals with manipulating the spiritual side of life, you sure do know a lot about things that have nothing to do with it. You just exposed yourself. Hidden hand answer. Do you not sit down with your family and keep one another abreast of your plans? As to your remarks about my spiritual role, the ignorance you demonstrated is most humorous to us. If you think I only deal in the spiritual, you have either not read or misread my posts. You also make the assumption that my role is about manipulating the spiritual side of life. Again, you lack understanding, and then make false judgments about that which you have no comprehension of. You would do well to stop trying to be clever and instead channel all this misplaced aggressive energy of yours into something more productive and nourishing for your soul. But don't let me stop you. You're contributing nicely to the overall negative polarity of the coming harvest. We are grateful to you. I will be spending the last few days of my time here focusing on responding to insightful questions in depth, which make the most of this opportunity for sharing information and making connections on a soul level of being. Please do not expect any further responses to your verbal jousting. I never have sufficient time or inclination for engaging in insignificant banter. Question. This is my first time on Earth in a long time, possibly ever. I've known for quite some time and been told by another from one of the bloodlines in your group that I do not truly exist here. Hidden hand answer. You are correct in that you have not been here for a substantial period of Earth time, though not that you have never been here before. The group soul Quetzalcoatl enjoyed many third density incarnational cycles here back in the classic Aztec period. He struggled at first with perfecting love for others, which held back his progression for some time. However, once he came to the realization of our inherent unity, he was able to see himself in others, and your progression was rapid from there on in. Your soul group attained positive harvest with very impressive 76% at the time of the subsequent harvest. Naturally, when a soul group is undergoing an incarnational cycle in third density, its individualized soul portions are the ones who are doing the actual physical incarnations with the oversoul, the higher self, of your individuated souls acting as the energy anchor in which the individual soul sparks are stepped down from. Question. What do the wing statuses commissioned by the U.S. government guarding the entrance at the dam really represent? Is any of this collection of celestial symbolism found there connected to your Luciferian/alien/equinox/transformation agenda? Hidden hand answer. That is actually very simple. You'll note that the feet point directly downward to earth, and the hands and wingtips point directly up to the sky. The life force energy flows into the human mind, body, soul complex from the earth up through the feet. The intelligent energy from the infinite creator flows down from above and in through the crown chakra. The wings represent our Lucifer's inherent are Lucifer's inherent divinity. You'll also note that the figure is seated. The seat of R, Lucifer's power, connects heaven and earth, and all things must pass through us. Question. Are these bloodlines the wealthy, as most assume, or seemingly ordinary people, including celebrities and politicians, etc., blending with society, going relatively unnoticed, but yet contributing to your cause in the grander scheme of things? Hidden hand answer. The names you know have no real power. Sure, they appear to have lots of power in the way earthbound souls perceive power. Our wealth makes the million and billionaire celebs and corporate bigwigs look like child's pocket money. Our wealth is family wealth, which is passed down through the generations over thousands of years. True wealth, however, is knowing deep in your heart that you and your infinite creator are one. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, infinite creator, and all these things shall be added unto you. Question. So part of this question could also be, are all of them aware that they are part of this bloodline, or are some members oblivious to the connection they have? Are they informed of this at a particular age? For example, how and what age were you told you belonged? Hidden hand answer. Yes. If you are a bloodline, you are born into it and you are raised this way from birth. There is no other way. I want to be clear on this bloodline issue. The ones you know, they are of earthly lineage. Yes, they have their place in the family, but the real power lines do not originate from this planet. Question. I've probably found this the single most insightful thing so far. It helps me to understand the answers to some of the questions I've asked. Hidden hand answer. I'm glad. It is probably the single most important thing that I've shared. Question. Unfortunately, its connotations also alleviate the NWO of most accusations. Hidden hand answer. That depends on your perspective. Does it alleviate the negativity we have perpetuated? No. Does it alleviate the pain and suffering we have caused and are causing upon the planet? No. Does it alleviate that we are closing our endgame scenario and soon to openly come out and offer publicly to save the failing political and financial institutions with our esteemed leadership? No. Does that mean you should give into and feed the negativity? No. Does it alleviate that we have to spend a cycle in karmic restitution to balance this lifetime of overt negativity? No. Does it mean that you should use the negativity as the tool that it is to show you that which you are not? Yes. Remember always that this is a beautiful game that we are playing here and co-creating together with our infinite creator. And that offstage, between lives, we are very best of friends, and that no one really dies and no one really suffers except in the game. The game is not reality. Reality is reality, and you have the power to express your reality within the game once you have learned how to do so. Question. You are essentially saying that a soul can only choose positivity in a world where negativity also exists. If there were no protagonist in this world, there'd be no opportunity for a human soul to choose good or evil, and thus prove on a spiritual level that they deserve one afterlife fate over another. If we only had positivity to choose from, we'd learn nothing and our souls would manage to prove nothing. Hidden hand answer. Exactly. That is the reason why we came. It is of great sacrifice for us. Hard as it is to comprehend from within the mental confines of third density life experience, we do it because we love you. Question. An extremely basic concept, but one I've managed to overlook. Unfortunately, for those of us who love our earthly existence, or rather the potential it has, it is rather difficult to come to terms with the concept whereby suffering and slavery are as natural as love and happiness, and that only after this earthly existence can we ever be free. Hidden hand answer. I understand. Our job is to provide the catalyst. Yours is to use it. Can you look beyond what your eyes are showing you to find and express love and happiness in a world of fear and distress? If you can, you will be as a beacon of light into the darkness. Will you succumb to the darkness, or will you stand and shine your divine inner light? Only you can make that decision for yourself. Think about this. If the one infinite creator is infinite and has created everything that is, which it is and it has, then does the infinite creator not reside within all things? When you can see the divine spark of the infinite creator, even within those who would mean you harm, the strong grip of the illusion will begin to lose its power over you. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Namaste.